Hey guys, welcome back again. Alright, so far this morning you guys have went back over those short vowels and you know all about those short vowels. You went back over our vocabulary words and we've talked about those words and we're getting to know what they mean. And now we are ready to work on our comprehension skill, which means it's a skill that helps us understand what's happening in the story. That's a big fancy word, comprehension. It just means, do you understand what you're reading? So one of the skills that we're going to work on this year is something called context clues. So it says, what do you do when you come to a word you don't understand? And have you ever been reading something and sometimes you come to a word and you're like, I don't even know what that is. You can read the word, but you don't know what it is. You have no idea what that word means. I've even done that when I've been reading. I was reading a book just the other day and I thought, I don't even know what that word means. So I had to look it up and figure it out. Or actually, I used some context clues to help me. So we're going to practice using those context clues. So how we use our context clues is we read the sentences all around the word and we look for clues that will help us figure out the word. And I know you're like, I don't really understand what you mean. Don't worry. We're going to practice it right now and you're going to find out what it means. And you might have even found out that you've been doing context clues before when you've read and you didn't even know it. So let's practice. Alright, here's our first one. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. There we go. Alright. Now, for this context clues activity, it's got nonsense words. A nonsense word means that it's not a real word. It's a made-up word. But in the story, we've got to try to figure out what this made-up word is. So in this word, it's, what is that word? Hamp. A hamp? I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is. Well, let's read, and we're going to figure out and find some clues that will help us. Hold on just a second. I want my marker, so give me just a second. There we go. Alright, so let's look. We're going to read, and I bet you're going to figure out what a hamp is just by using some clues in the story. It says, I looked up at the hamp on the wall. My teacher had taught me how to read the hamp during math. I looked at the hands of the hamp and the numbers they pointed at. 1 o'clock. Almost time for recess. What is a hamp? Oh. It gave us lots of clues. Can you figure out what a hamp is? Is that what you think? Well, let's look at the clues and we'll see if we agree. So, my first clue that I saw was it says that a hamp is on the wall. So whatever it is has to usually be on the wall. It also says that your teacher taught you how to read the hamp during math. So it's something that you learn to read in math class. Okay. Oh, I looked at the hands of the hamp and the numbers that they pointed at. So it's got hands and it's got numbers. Oh, and it also talks about 1 o'clock and it being time for something. Oh, do you think you know what a hamp is? Yes, I think a hamp is a clock. There were lots of clues that told me that a hamp must be a clock. If it's hanging on the wall, don't clocks hang on the wall? Yes. You read a clock? Yeah. Oh, clocks have hands and they have numbers. 1 o'clock is a time. I think that a hamp is a clock. So you just used context clues. That just means you read everything around it and you look for the clues that are trying to help you figure out what the word is, because almost all the time when you come to a word you don't know, there's going to be clues. You just have to look for them like a detective. Alright, so let's try the next one. See if we can be a detective. Alright, so here's another one. Make that go away. Oops. There we go. Let me go back so I can get my marker real quick. Sorry, guys. Okay. Erase all that. That was from the last one. Here we go. Alright, this time it's a Frup? What in the world is a frup? I've never heard of that before. Well, let's use our context clues. I bet we'll figure out what a frup is if we read and we think about what it's telling us. Alright, each morning I walk to the end of my street to catch the frup. Many other kids wait there too. When the frup pulls up, the lights flash and the driver opens the door. We all get on and the big yellow frup takes us to school. My frup is frup number 841. At the end of the day, it will take me back home. What is a frup? Oh, is that what you think? Well, let's go over some of the clues and see if we agree. So, okay, it says that they catch the frup at the end of their street. So at the end of my street to catch the frup. And some other kids are waiting there too. So kids wait there too. So there's some kids wait there at the end of a street to catch it. When the frup pulls up, the lights flash and the driver opens the door. So when it pulls up, there's some flashing lights and a door opens. We all get on the big yellow frup and it takes us to school. So it's big and yellow and takes you to school. Oh yeah, I think you all are good detectives. It says your frup number. And at the end of the day, it will take me back home. So take me back home is a clue. Okay, so you catch it at the end of your street. Some other kids get on it too. It's got lights and a door. It's big and yellow and it takes you to school and it will take you back home. What's a frup? Yes, you guys are right. Such good detectives. Oopsie, I didn't have it on the marker. A frup is a bus. Very good. All we had to do was look for the context clues, look for the clues to help us figure out what the word is. Very, very good. Alright, we're going to try just one more of these. Let me go back. Here we go. Get it back big again. Alright, let's try this next one. Here it is. Let me get my marker where I can write real quick. There we go. Alright, now this one is a... Oh, what in the world is that word? I know when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking, so I know that's a ZT. A ZT. What is a ZT? I've never heard of that either. These are some crazy words. Well, sometimes you're going to end up with some crazy words in what you're reading, and you're going to have to know how to figure them out. So we're going to be detectives, and we're going to figure out what a ZT is. Alright, it was the first day of school, and I had my ZT with me. It was packed full and was a little heavy to carry. Okay. My mom filled it with a drink, sandwich, and grapes. She even put a cookie in my ZT for dessert. An ice pack kept the food in my ZT cold. I opened up my ZT as soon as we got to the cafeteria. Lunchtime. What is a ZT? I think you might be right. At first, I thought a ZT was a backpack. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But the more I read, I realized I don't think it's a backpack. So let's look at the rest of the clues. See if I was right. Okay, it was the first day of school and you had your ZT at school, so we know it's something you take to school. Oh, it was packed full and was a little heavy. That's what made me think of backpack. Because I thought, well, you take a backpack to school and you pack it and it's heavy sometimes. But then when I read the rest of this, I thought, wait a minute, I don't think it's a backpack. So my mom, it's filled with drink, sandwich, and grapes, and Mom even put a cookie in that ZT. There's an ice pack in there to keep everything cold. You opened up your ZT as soon as we got to the cafeteria, and they say it's lunchtime. So what is a ZT after we look at all those clues? Yeah, I think it's a lunchbox or a snack bag. Yeah, whatever you want to call it. I think you were definitely right. All those clues, it's heavy, it's got food in it, you have an ice pack. It is very hard to write with my mouse, guys. Soon I'm hoping to get a marker where I can write a little bit easier on the computer, but we'll see. All right, anyway, it's a lunchbox. Yes, very good. You all did wonderful figuring out these context clues. I am really proud of you. You guys are good detectives.